Hello everybody, the last part of my boutique labels collection. I think this has been split into 4 or 5 parts. So this one is going to be 101 Films, 88 Films and Indicator. I think there's one more miscellaneous one along the end that I probably should have showed in the last bit. Yeah, I've literally just batch recorded about 5 videos, most of them about half an hour long. I did the Arrow collection in 2 parts in case you've missed those. I guess they'll be uploaded chronologically, so go back and watch those if you're interested in the Arrow. Then the last one I did the Criterion, Treasured Films, couple of miscellaneous, and the Second Sight. Second Sight probably my biggest collection other than Arrow. So yeah, now I'll get on with these ones. I am sat on the floor doing this and it's hurting my knees, so I'll try and go fast. But Alligator 1 and 2, really underrated creature feature B movies, but it's not. It's better than most B movies I've seen. Tried to speak about these fast. Yeah, I've literally got 47 minutes 33 on my phone for recording, so I've literally filled up nearly all my memory. Yeah, Bob Clark collection. Comes with Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, Death Dream, and Black Christmas. Black Christmas being the most famous and the reason I picked it up. So I had my eye on it for a while, but I think they wanted 40 or 50 in HMV on it. And then I got it in the sale down to about 18, maybe 22, but I was happy with that. No Man of God. So it is 101 Films, but it's kind of got a bit of a weirder slipcase. I think it's based on the interviews of, what do you call him? Jeffrey Dahmer? But yeah, my mate watched this. He's not a massive film fan, and he said it's really good. But yeah, it's got Elijah Wood, Luke Kirby, and directed by Amber Seeley. You haven't watched it yet, but yeah, again, got that in the sale for £10, reduced from 20. And yeah, heard really good things about it. Let me move into a bit more comfortable position. Brain Dead. Not the Brain Dead by Peter Jackson, don't get it confused, but still really fun. Directed by Adam Simon. I think Stuart, George, or Roy showed this in a video. They picked it up. But yeah, that's a nice big box edition. The Last Broadcast. Really like the artwork on that. Brain Dead I got secondhand in CX for about £8. This one I bought new in HMV. Was reduced at the time from 16 to about 12. This is about the Jersey Devil, like a urban legend in the Jersey in the American Pine Barrens, which I've always been interested in, like the cryptid story. Snowtown. Australian film, really disturbing, brutal, real crime. Justin Kurzel film. I think he's gone on to do a few other good films since, but I can't think what. I did have this on a normal DVD in the past, which I'm sending on to Big Boy Beza, and yeah, upgraded it to this nice hard box with on Blu-ray with a little booklet. If you haven't seen that, I know it's not for everybody, but I would say beware. It is very depressing stuff. Just really realistic violence. Deathstalker and Deathstalker 2. I think I got that in CEX for about £10 secondhand. I haven't watched this yet, but I remember always seeing these around in the video shop when I was a kid. But we always used to rent out Beastmaster instead. So maybe it's not as good as Beastmaster or Conan, but I think it's the same kind of thing. Sinbad of the Seven Seas. Yeah, it's pretty cheesy. I remember the Sinbad films when I was a kid and I wanted to pick them up, so I got this one first. And I was like, nah, I did see this one when I was a kid. I didn't mind it with Lou Ferrigno. I was like, nah, these weren't the ones with the Ray Harryhausen effects. Then I realised it was the Sinbad trilogy, which we'll get to in a bit when I show the Indicator. Spring. Got this one. I think it was 5 in CEX. And yeah, heard really good things. I think Ash at Popcorn Horror and I think Roy Barrett, maybe Sammy G have all said this is a really good, underrated, sort of romantic horror slashery kind of thing, I think it is. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so I'll let you know when I get to it. I think I've got these in alphabetical order. Yeah, whereas some of the others I've got numerically. So yeah, the Criterion, for example, rather than having A to Z, I've got them sort of ascending number order. Toy Soldiers, I think it was Stuart George picked this one up. Yeah, I think it's a really fun, underrated film. Where basically there's these kids at like a college campus, would you call it, in America? And they're kind of naughty and they set traps. And then it's in the spoiler, but the college gets taken over by these terrorists. And the police and that can't get in to help. So the dean, or what we'd call like the headmaster in Britain, UK, England, whatever you want to call it, he says to them, lads, I need you to like do all your tricks and your traps and 40s terrorist, basically. But yeah, it's a fun one. Absurd. So this is Video Nasty. So I got this one, I think, £8 in CEX secondhand. Obviously, so I don't know why I say secondhand when I'm talking about CEX or secondhand. Anthropophagus. So I think Absurd is the sort of sequel, unofficial sequel to Anthropophagus. But yeah, another Video Nasty. I think both of those are off the Section 1 list. I think I watched that from Anthropophagus years ago when I was like a kid, but I can't remember it. I think there's just one famous scene out of it. Crawl Space. Directed by David Schmoller. There's some other films, but I can't think what. But yeah, with the crazy Klaus Kinski. Yeah, I was really impressed with this one. I thought it was going to be, a B-movie slasher, kind of some guy in crawl spaces, but it's got more of a thrillery edge. But yeah, I really like the style of the acting, and the sets design was a bit like a 70s, even though it's released in like the 80s or 90s. Obviously, sorry, these are the 88 films. Yeah, so the last 101 was Toy Soldiers. Now we're on to 88 films. Drive. So I got this one. I think it was £6 in CEX. Comes with the poster and the booklet, and I think they had it priced wrong and had to override it. I checked, they did only charge £6. But yeah, I heard this is a really fun action film with a witty script. Ebola Syndrome. Cat-free. So Hong Kong cat-free. So all of the cat-free ones will have this on the side. I did try and keep them together, but obviously now I've got them in alphabetical order. I can't really keep them together. But out of all the cat-free, this is the most extreme. Some of the stuff in this is not only gory and controversial, quite sort of, pornographic sexual bits, but the dialogue, the racism in it, it is a very offensive, controversial film, but without sounding bad, I really loved it and enjoyed it. I know Marcus is a real big fan of that one from X-File 2708. Me, him and Ash are always like chatting in our WhatsApp group about the cat-free films. So yeah, kind of like Hong Kong's version of the Video Nasties, but where some of the Video Nasties weren't warranted to be banned or on the list, these are really strong stuff. Not just score-wise, but just offensive content. Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead. So another cat-free Hong Kong. Haven't actually got round to watching this. Picked us up in HMV around Black Friday. Should have been 12. I think it was like 20% off, so it was about £9.89, just under £10. Which, yeah, for a slipcase Blu-ray with all the poster and the booklet and stuff in. Nice slipcase. A lot of the slipcases, I find, especially on 101, come off the side, whereas these slip up and down. Yeah, I haven't got round to watching it, but I've heard I think it's only a 15, but then I've seen another 15 rated cat-free that was still fucking wacky and mind-blowing. So, a 15 in England probably means there's not much content, whereas a 15 in Hong Kong is still going to be, hostile level of like gore and stuff. Loch Ness. Quite a weird release, I thought, for 88 films to put out. I mean, it is through MGM, but yeah, I watched this as a kid. Can't remember too much about it. Haven't watched it since I picked it up, but Ted Danson, Jolie Richardson, and Ian Holm. Probably know Ian Holm as the, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure everybody has. He turns out to be an android in the original Alien, Ridley Scott. Ted Danson, Three Men and a Little Lady, most thing I remember him from as a kid. Three Men and a Little Baby, was it called? Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, and I can't remember now. But anyway, let's not go too off course like I usually do. Let's keep to the matter at hand. Robotrix, I think it's pronounced. 18, cat-free again. Unfortunately, I don't have a little slipcase. I know Ash has got like the special edition of this. Ash from Popcorn Horror. But yeah, it's basically like RoboCop crossed with Power Rangers, but with more nudity and gore and just wild. I mean, all these cat-free films are just insane. Do have another cat-free film, which is not from 88 Films. The only one I've got that's not 88 Films is Ricky-O, Story of Ricky. Just got on a standard edition Blu-ray, but that, again, is just crazy, gory, wacky shit. Short Circuit 2. Johnny 5, I think he's called. Yeah, it's a nice edition. Got this one in CX, about £22, been out of print a long time. Inside, I've showed it before, but it's got one of my favourite movie posters ever. One of my favourite Jackie Chan films, Snake in the Eagle Shadow. It's a comedy, really, with really amazing choreography. But yeah, this and Drunken Master, my two sort of favourite, the older Jackie Chan. But yeah, I've got this one in CX, about £10. Has the poster and everything, nice slipcase. But yeah, martial arts classic. Taxi Hunter. Oh, I thought this was a cat-free, but it's not. but it is directed by Herman Yao, who does Ebola Syndrome and One We'll See Next, Untold Story, and starring Anthony Wong, who's in about 3 of the cat-free films. Heard it's still quite crazy, gory stuff for a 15, but yeah, I did think it was cat-free for some reason, and it's not. But yeah, a nice sort of black cased Blu-ray. And then, yeah, The Untold Story, Herman Yao and Anthony Wong. I thought this was extreme when I watched it, and I didn't think any cat-free would top this until I watched Ebola Syndrome. But yeah, without going into it, there are scenes where children are like butchered and stuff, so quite offensive, I think, to some people. This one I'm going to try and get round to watching in the next few days, because I've heard such good things about it. But yeah, Vincent Price in Witchfinder General, Vincent Price, Ian Ogilvy, and Hilary Dwyer. Tell me who's directed by. I can't see on the back, but yeah, I always heard this is a quite strong stuff. Apparently, quite a strong, shocking. Obviously, about torturing people and that. The main guy in it, I don't think you can see him. The like Inquisitor. He looks really like scary and creepy. But yeah, I heard this is like a sort of classic. I don't think it's a Hammer film, but I think it's done in that kind of vein. Then you've got another video, Nasty Zombie Holocaust. Heard this isn't a great one, a bit of a chore to get through. But yeah, picked this one up in, I think it was CX for about £6. So yeah, any time I find any indicators or boutique labels, if it's not too pricey and it's not an awful film, I do try and pick it up to add to the collection. Next 3 are from this Japaniki. See if we can see it on the side. Japaniki label, which is just really extreme Japanese film. So Evil Dead Trap, really kind of fun. I say fun, it's kind of brutal, but it's not as bad as people say in terms of gore and that. It's not like up there with the guinea pig films or even like the Sadness if you want to talk about recent like gore fest. But Evil Dead Trap 2, Hideki. So yeah, they do like Radiant, the way they've got this little bit on the side, but obviously it is in still 88 films. And then Tokyo Decadence, which I think I did used to own on DVD. It's a bit more of like a pornographic, well not pornographic, like what would you call it, erotic kind of film, but it's not like full frontal nudity or anything. But yeah, all 3 of those are numbered. You've got 1343 limited edition, 1943 and 0427. I was hoping they were going to release some more of these, but I got these, I think it was this year, but probably months ago, and nothing else has come since on this gold label. But I think next year they're releasing, I think called Pinocchio 218. It's a Japanese kind of disturbing cyberpunk film, a bit like Tetsuo Iron Man and Rubber's Lover. I think that's coming on this sort of Japaniki label. Obviously still for 88 films, but yeah, I do like these sort of stuff, style of them. And then they've now started doing these pink label, which I think most of them, I seen a few in HMV yesterday, one called The Woods Are Wet, one about the landlady. They are kind of like softcore porn. And this one has got pornographic scenes, but it never shows anything too strong. It's kind of a lot softer than I thought it was going to be, but it's actually a really good film. It's really well made. Really good sort of imagery. And then, yeah, the guy that's basically up in the rafters of the attic spying on all these women and their weird sex lives. But yeah, it's this kind of softcore nudity and things. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick up the rest of them, because without going into it too much on a video like this, I'm not really the kind of person that watches like pornographic films for entertainment. Most of them are not well made and that. But yeah, I'd heard this was a really good film outside of being like a sort of softcore porn one. Really good film in its own right, and it was very entertaining and well made. But yeah, the others I think are a bit more sort of straight up porn, so I'm not going to collect the rest of that pink series. Then on to the indicators. Try and go through these a bit quicker. John Carpenter's Christine. So yeah, I've got these in number order rather than alphabetical. Hardcore with George C. Scott, one of my favourite actors. Love George C. Scott. And yeah, this really impressed by. I watched it for the first time a few months ago. Let me get more comfy. And yeah, really enjoyed that one, Hardcore. Vampires, another John Carpenter, although not one of his best ones. So yeah, I picked up a lot of these, say these 4. Got them all in the 2 for 15 sale during Halloween. Nicholson and Pfeiffer in Wolf, Mike Nichols film. seen this when I was a kid. Or at least it was on the TV and watching it, but it's doing other stuff. I can't remember it too well. Here's the Sinbad. Let me try and get a bit of a gap between these so they ain't all falling over. Well, spoke too soon. This is the trilogy of Sinbad films I was talking about. Let's get them out. I think I've got them in the order they released. So, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Golden Voyage of Sinbad, The Golden Voyage, and Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. So yeah, I used to love these when I was a kid and watched it recently. And not only does it still stand up in filmmaking, but yeah, I just love the stop motion special effects by Ray Harryhausen. Got those 3. I think you can get them in like a box set trilogy, which is out of print and rare, but I would like to have that. And then it spurred me on to get these other 2. I think these have still got special effects by Ray Harryhausen. So Terror from Outer Space, 20 Million Miles to Earth. I think it's got, what's his name? Yimau? It's like a big sort of green sea creature that looks a bit like a kraken. I'm having a blank. Ymir. Ymir, I think he's called. And then Mysterious Island. I think you can also get Gulliver's Adventure, Gulliver's Travels. There's a few of these Dynamation kind of style ones with Ray Harryhausen special effects in. They're all kind of family films. I think I did see the other ones when I was a kid. Definitely used to watch the Sinbad. Can't remember some of those vaguely. And then again, this was in the 2 for 15 during Halloween. So Irreversible, another Gaspar Noé film that we spoke about a bit. Really disturbing film. Not only the content and things, but it has like white noise and strobe lighting and stuff to kind of make you physically feel ill when you watch it. Bruiser. Yeah, I've never really heard of this before by George A. Romero, but for this nice special edition, I think it was like 18 new in HMV, so it's kind of a blind buy. But yeah, not got around to watching it. Crime Wave by Sam Raimi, written by Joel and Ethan Coen. Sure, everybody knows them mostly from Fargo and No Country for Old Men. I'm pretty sure they did. But yeah, I heard this is a really good, funny, schlocky kind of comedy horror, but not got around to it. But again, it was 2 for 15, so obviously you've got to get an even number. Got this one yesterday in CX, or at the time of recording, for £6. Humphrey Bogart, Knock on Any Door. Not really heard of it, but I am trying to get a lot more old classics, and it is from 1949. Black and white, 100 minutes. So yeah, kind of a bit of a blind buy, but again, the £6 for an indicator is not only good value, but yeah, since I've recently got It's a Wonderful Life, the old Nosferatu from 100 years ago, Knock on Any Door, I'm trying to get a lot more of the old classics and stuff. There's a bit of a gap. That's kind of my New Year's resolution. Get more of the classics, get more westerns and more war films. This is one of the newer indicator releases. I think I got about 15 for this when it came out in HMV, probably about 6 months ago. If you're into Bottom and the young ones, and I imagine you like this, but yeah, it's directed by Adrian Edmondson, but yeah, really funny, still stands up. Quite sort of raunchy sexual content, but yeah, it's one of my favourite comedies, that one. And then this last miscellaneous one, I should have showed with the other miscellaneous, but Mandy on a special box set. I think usually it's about 30. I got it in the HMV sale in store down to about 12 or so. I already had it on Blu-ray, but yeah, I picked it up on the special edition and traded in my Blu-ray. Kind of a weird, it's Nicolas Cage, revenge film. Colours and that are in it are amazing. I imagine it looked good on 4K, but first half is kind of not got much dialogue and it's weird. Then the second half is revenge, but yeah, visually amazing. The dialogue and story isn't kind of that much there, but visually it's breathtaking, and it's made by Panos Cosmatos, that also does Beyond the Black Rainbow, which I've heard really good things. Again, it's meant to be a bit more style over substance, but quite hard to pick up Beyond the Black Rainbow. I think it's a sci-fi, a bit like Event Horizon. But yeah, so that's a collection of all my boutiques. Yeah, so I split them across, I think it's 4 videos. So the Arrow in 2 parts. One part's got the Criterion, the Treasured Films, few miscellaneous, the Second Sight, and the BFI. And then this one had the 101, the 88 Films, and the Indicator, and then this odd Mandy one. So yeah, obviously if you want to go back and watch, say you collect Arrow and you're not interested in Second Sight, then at least you can sort of find the videos. So yeah, leave it there before it gets too long. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, comment if you've got anything you want to add, or you know anything about these films that I don't. Any ones you think are worth picking up. Always forget to say it, but like, comment, and subscribe. I thought people just said it because say they're sponsored, someone's telling them to do it, whereas I didn't notice since I actually said that once for the first time in years in a video. I did get like 10 subscribers from it, so I guess it worked. But yeah, I hope you found this interesting if you're a boutique Blu-ray collector. I know I've waffled on a bit, but try not to speak about each film for too long and just kind of show them. Obviously, I don't just want to be like, this one, this one, this one, point to them, and then the video's over in like 5 minutes. So try to give the people a bit of information on them, how much I paid, where I got them, if they're Blu-ray or 4K. I'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.